Guys, hey guys, Eric with Rockin' H, and it's been a while since I've been on camera to do something cool and show you some new tricks or tips or something how to customize a DCP. But I got some new trucks in and some different projects rolling, so now it's time to show you some more stuff. Today what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these really awesome DCP T800 Kenworth trucks. They're really freaking cool. I love them. They're just neat looking. I'm a fan of T800s anyway. So we're going to take one of those right here and we're going to turn it into one of these. Ta-da! We're going to make a short frame Kenworth out of this. I won't show you how to put the floats on it because I don't have any. Bummer. But today that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to flip this camera around. We're going to get to rolling. Hang on. Okay, now if you happen to be watching, if you don't mind giving me a shout out so I know who's here, that would be fantastic. And if you're shy and don't want to, that's perfectly fine too. Here we are, guys. This is the truck we're going to start with. Just a standard off-the-shelf DCP T800. Nothing flashy about this truck. It is just a pretty one, though. It's just, these are cool. I just like them. That's it. All right. So, first thing you got to do to make this a short frame is we got to remove this third axle, the fenders, some deck plate. We're going to have to take this off and the cab for a short time. Then we're going to do some other things to this because it's a replica truck. And off we go. So here we go. Two screws hold this. Two screws hold the third axle on. You're just going to take those out, unscrew that. It'll be easy peasy. Okay. And then, ta-da, look at that. So you can save this for something else. Maybe you want to use it for another build. You could even sell it on eBay, or if you belong to a collector club or a die-cast group of some sort on Facebook, you can trade it and resell it. Couldn't really tell you what it's worth, but I mean, probably $5 or something. What I'm doing here is I am saving my screws so I don't lose them and I know where they go. So if I ever want to reuse this deck plate and this part, ta-da, I got my parts together. Next, save your drive line. We're going to reuse this later. Okay. Next, you're going to take off the fenders. No big magic here. What I like to do is I take a rag of some sort and put it inside of a pair of needle nose pliers, because if you want to reuse these fenders, I grab it so I don't scuff them. Now there's actually, if you look inside here, there's a couple of rivets that hold these on. 1, 2. You can actually drill those out. Very simple to do. Or you can just do what I do, and I just sit here and wiggle them out. I'm not getting real crazy about wiggling here, guys. I'm just easily, just gently popping them off, just like that. Perfect, isn't it? That's cool. So I'm going to do that on both sides. Oh, look here, we got someone here. Let's see. Do I refurbish farm toys? A few of my husband's child. I don't at this moment, Carol. But I know there's a lot of guys that do, and if you go to toytractortimes.com and join the message board there, you can find someone that will do it 1/16 scale and a variety of other scales. So that is your best bet on rebuilds. Here's another fender. You can save that and put it off to the side. So here we are. We have the third axle removed and the fenders are gone. Okay. Next, what I like to do is take the deck plate off and the cab. Here we go. Actually, Carol, if you can go to Toy Tractor Times on Facebook too. There's a page, and it's likely you could find someone there. And I got a dumb cat in here making noise. All right. I guess I did that without explaining what I just did. Sorry about that. What I did was I just barely put my knife underneath the deck plate and I just pried it up a little bit. Then I came, and then, thank you Kent for posting the link. And then you see these little plastic studs here. I got in on the other side of the studs and then lifted up again. And just by turning my knife like this, okay? That's how I pulled that up. Sometimes you'll break those studs. If you do, it's not a big deal. Okay, there's a screw right here that holds this cab on. All you have to do is take that out. And I'm actually doing other work to this truck, so that's why I'm taking this cab off. You do not have to do that, but on this one I am. Oh rats, I didn't. Well, my other cab, that came off with that. That was kind of handy. Oh well. So, like I said, I'm doing other work to this cab, so I'm doing some work that you may not have to do. But if you want to go ahead and strip it down, keep following along. So, right here, I'm going to take this tank off, and all I'm doing is taking a flathead screwdriver, going between the tank and the frame. I'm going to twist. Then I'm going to come over here on the other side and do it again. And what my goal is I want to save these little studs. Hang on, I got to get rid of a cat. Alright, silly, come on. Okay, sorry about the delay in the game. We were at these tanks. Again, just going between the frame and the tank, and I'm twisting. Oop, can't do it that way. Gotta go from the top. And again, the goal being to save those studs. That way, if you ever want to reuse these tanks on another T800, look at that, you can put those studs right back in the holes, and that just makes everything solid and neat when you want to reuse them. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop on this particular frame because the other one is ready to go. So that shows you how to take this tanks off the frame. So here's another one I fixed up this morning. This one's ready to go. Just for your information, what I did to this truck was I put on some tanks that matched the real truck, a def tank, and then I took another tank and put it on over here. You'll notice they're different, and that's why I went ahead through that process. Now, I've already stretched one truck, and this is how much frame I took out of it. Took almost an inch of frame out. And what I'm going to do is on my bandsaw, and you could use a Dremel, you could use a hacksaw, you could use a saw like this to cut your frame. Either one of these ways is acceptable. It'll get the job done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here by this hole, and then right back here on the other side of these rivets that held the fender on. Okay? So right here and right there. That's how we're going to do this. So I'm going to go to the bandsaw and cut that real quick. I'm not going to move the camera just because it'll take just a few moments to do this, and I'm just cutting. Now our frame is cut. Check this action out. Boom. Now you'll notice this looks tremendously ugly and I didn't cut straight. We can solve that problem. And I just didn't take enough time to do it very cleanly because I have power tools and it just makes everything fast. What you can do if you don't have power tools, you can even up these edges and make a nice clean line by using your Dremel and just doing a little, it's not sanding, but it's evening that up, removing die cast. You can do the same thing over here. You could go right here on your file if you'd like, or you can use a variety of other equipment to do that job. Your goal here is you want to make a nice even flush line right here and a nice even flush line on the back side. That way, when you join these together, you have clean lines. That's the goal. You'll notice on this truck that's already done, right in here you can see the seam right here. Now, if you are a purist and you want to go the extra mile, you can actually come in here with some sort of C-channel and put a C-channel frame in here and join these with your frame rails with C-channel, and then add back all the parts on the outside if you choose. I'm going to show you how to do it a very simple way. So if you're a novice or you're a beginner in this hobby, this is going to be a very simple way to accomplish this task, and I'm going to show you, demonstrate how to do that, because there is a simple way to do this. So what I'm going to do is go to my sander real quick. I'm going to clean up these edges so we can continue with our work. All right, hang on a minute, fellas. All right, we're back. Now, look at there. Putting those together, and it is pretty darn nice right there. Check that out. Loving that. So, okay, I'm just eyeballing this again because I want to make sure I like it. If I'm not in love with it, I'm going to do a little more work. All right, I think I'm in love. All right, we're good to go. Okay, what I'm going to do with my knife is just remove any shavings on the outside, any burrs from leftover from sanding, just like that, because I don't want them showing up. Just doing a little cleanup work. Nothing fancy here, guys. Just a little cleanup. Here we go. All right. And I don't know what this white funky crap is here, but it's going to go away too. And if you stay with me to the end, I'm going to throw in just a little bonus because I learned something else on this cab this morning on how to do something I think you'll enjoy if you ever want to swap out those steps. Okay, now what we're going to do is, how did I do that before? I can't recall. Okay, we're going to reattach the cab just for fun. Okay, now we're ready to do that. Let's see, got to have a screw and a screwdriver. Oh, come here, you. Okay. Thank you all for joining me this Saturday morning. This is a bit impromptu, but I was out here working and I thought, Eric, you're not filming this for the guys. Quit it. Get yourself together. Huh. Looks like somebody had a little glue on their finger. All right. Now what I'm going to do is, now this is going to be kind of complicated. I left this in place on purpose just because gluing these airlines back on is just kind of a, I hate doing that. So I decided I'm going to leave them on as long as I can. And so far, so good. That's why I did it that way. Okay, what I'm going to do is use some glue to temporarily put these two together. Okay? And I say temporary because I'm going to show you how we're going to solve this puzzle in a minute. Okay, now for those of you at home watching, All I've done is lined up my frame rails so everything is nice and neat and level and beautiful and gorgeous. Okay. And what I'm doing here is I'm putting a little weight behind that so I can push on it, and then I'm using some Instaset in my syringe to keep this part from falling apart while I do the next thing. Okay? So now we're glued together for the moment. I'm going to use a little more glue on the back side where you can't see it. And the Instaset you can buy at rockinhfarmtoys.com/resources, and in my Amazon store you can buy Instaset. Or if you have a local vendor and you want to support them, feel free. I do get a commission on anything you buy there, so feel free to buy a lot. Yeah, I've been slacking on the videos. I know, Matt. Okay, now, this is where it becomes uber simple to do this build. You'll notice I used a little bit of glue back here on the frame rails, right here, to just temporarily glue them together. Now I'm going to take this deck plate and I'm going to put it back in place. Now, you'll notice, it no wacky, right? It doesn't fit because we cut out the holes that the deck plate went in before. That's why I said at the beginning, if you break one of these, whoop-de-doo, you're going to chomp them up anyway. All I'm going to do is cut these studs off. Okay? Now, the front two studs will go in the original holes that were there before. If you can line it up. Where'd you go, little holes? There they are. Ah, they were hiding. Okay, guys, come here. Okay, or am I not there yet? Holy cow, where are these at? There we go. Okay, now, you'll notice I got the front studs in the original holes where they went. The back is now flat on the back side. Just going to put a little pressure on there, make sure everything's nice and neat and tight all the way through. Now remember, we used a little bit of glue on the frame. We don't want to get too crazy pushing around on this thing, okay? Because we certainly don't want to upset what we did. You can even put your finger on the bottom side and press with a small tool to get that to sit flat. And I don't know what that dumb cat's looking for, but it ain't in here, I can tell you. Well, it's not sitting flush at all. I wonder what's going on. Huh, something's not right. I've already done one of these and it didn't quite behave this way. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Come on, you, what's the deal? Well, that's what you get for doing this live. Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't real well. Well, I can hear it popping and that's a good sign. See if I can come in here like this. Just put a little pressure on there. Flatten that out. Okay, that's better. There we go. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take some glue and see right there on that deck plate, we're going to put glue right there and there. Now, if you're going to sit here and play with this model, this is not the prescribed method. But if you're going to set this model on a shelf or a display and just look at it from afar, this method is going to be just fine for you. But like I said, if you're going to sit there and push it around on the carpet, this method's not going to be the best for stretching or shortening, I'm sorry. Okay, so I've got glue on the inside, gluing this deck plate to the frame, and making it all gorgeous, nice, and tight. Little Insta-set on there because it makes it quick. And voila. Check that out, fellas. You got a short frame Kenworth T800, baby. Final detail, we had a driveline we kept from before. We're going to reuse that driveline on this truck. So, this loop right here went around this when we took it apart. Well, we don't need that loop anymore. The front part here goes inside the engine or transmission. Now we're just going to eyeball this because we can. Let me get my other plier here. Where's my bendy plier? Okay, here's my favorite set of pliers in the whole wide world. I cannot find these anywhere. I got them out of a bargain bin at a local hardware store. They sold out and I haven't found them since. Whoops. Well, here, let me get this over here. Grab it from behind. There we go. Okay, like I said, I am just eyeballing this here. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut this drive line. Boop, right there. Now, I'm just going to marry it to that drive line. Now, if you want to be more precise about this, I'm going to just shave this up just a hair more. You could actually take some pipe and you could put a piece of say 3/32 pipe and put it around that stub of the drive shaft, and then take a shorter piece of or a smaller diameter pipe inside the 332 and then go into your transmission, and then that would give it a slightly different look. This accomplishes the same task. The guy that's going to have this will probably never turn it upside down, and so we're just doing the shortcut method. So you'll notice right down here the two ends meet. So all I'm going to do is dab a little bit of glue right there to hold that dude tight or secure it. The glue will come out. Come on, where are you at? There it is. Maybe. Looks like I got to clean my tip. Okay. Ta-da! Done. There you go, fellas. Right there it is. Short frame, T800, booyah, it's done. All right, if you have comments or questions, you know what to do. You can leave those bad boys, whoops, right there in the comments. And if there's something else you want to see, let me know so I can put that on my tutorial list. I've got a whole crap load of videos I'm going to shoot for you because I've got a bucket load of projects that have come in. I don't know if I'm going to do it today, but I expect a grain bed tutorial where I'm going to show you how to scratch build a grain bed to put on. Actually, I've got another one of these that a guy from Canada sent me, and I'm going to put a grain bed on it for him. And so I'm going to show you how to do a custom built grain bed out of styrene. So be prepared for that. What else? Oh, and then I got a whole smoking load of these. They're not in here, but I got a whole bunch of, four 36-inch flat top Peterbilts. I'm going to strip them down so you can see how to strip down a Peterbilt. I've done several of those types of videos, and so it's nothing new, but it is specific for a 36-inch, which is slightly different than some of the others. So I'm going to do that. Expect a tutorial on, I've wanted to do a paint stripping video where I show 4 different styles of stripping paint. So I'll use everything from aircraft remover to carburetor cleaner. If I have this one product here at the house, I'll use it. And then what else? There's another one. Oh, lacquer thinner. So I want to do those 3 and do a real-time video showing you how each one of those products works. That'd be kind of fun. So expect, pardon me, that one. What else? Oh, I got a Kenworth W900 teardown for you with a 72-inch sleeper. I've got a project that is due in November that I'm going to do and tear that down for you. So there's some really cool stuff coming. Give you a little status update. You'll notice, look at this. I'm still in this train wreck of a garage. Blech. Hate this. This is driving me insane. However, this week I did put the down payment on a shed that will be delivered in 6 weeks. And that will be the new Rocket H laboratory. So this hoser, goofy mess, crap load of stuff I've got here will all be put away, organized, and sweet. So be ready for that too. So 6 weeks here in the garage. So the tutorials are going to be in this mess. That's what you get until we get a new lab. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be back on at various times today. No rhyme or reason. When I get a chance to work, I'm going to show you cool stuff. So thank you for watching. Leave comments, questions all the time because I love them. And share it with your friends. Thanks. We'll see you next time.